Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. And I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
And I'm hiding in the corner.
And we're all here together.
Our off-screen participant is Jen.
Yes.
Joining us from the corner of a tomb.
With her snacks.
She's got snacks.
Got all the snacks.
She's got a
Pepsi
microphone.
And water and mozzarella sticks and my AirPods and my cell phone.
Yeah,
so she can ignore us while we're doing the podcast.
She's taking the podcast very seriously.
She's like, yeah.
I have every tool I need to ignore you.
No comment even.
No, she's gone.
She's gone. We lost her.
Hyperfixated.
Yeah. Eli's messaging me. I'm trying to...
That's fine.
She's going to buy a PlayStation.
No, he's going to give it to me. He doesn't have a power cable. So I'm going to be like, no, bitch, you're giving it to me.
Wow. You're bullying your nephew.
It's a free
We gave him a
power cordless
freaking recordy box.
We did.
a recordy box.
A capture device. So he can capture video games and stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was like, what? What?
Capture box. The
A
thingy.
what?
You know, the thing.
A recordy box.
A recordy box.
It was like a booth. What? I'm confused.
Ooh, that'd be cool. I want one of those.
I told you we're gonna have one at my school now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is gonna be super cool.
Do you want to do the weekly recap? Check in?
Sure.
Recheck?
Yeah,
Incap?
we're a little low energy today. It's been a week. And
Yeah.
a half.
And I have a
I don't know.
migraine, and I'm staring at a ring light.
It's a good time.
I'm full of the regret.
And it's all for you.
We do this for you.
I deserve this.
Well, yeah.
All right. Weekly recap then. Do you want to go first? Our week, literally, it started like the second we turned off the recording stuff from last week.
Well, we went up. We finished the recording.
Yep.
We went upstairs and we sat down. We're like, okay, cool. That was a great recording. Let's relax. And the kids jumped on the bed with us and they handed me some gummy bears and I threw the gummy bears into my mouth and I promptly chewed down on the gummy bears and my tooth disintegrates into dust.
Yeah. That thing like broke. Is
It
clean
broke.
in half and like he had like a chunk.
2 chunks.
Not, yeah.
like 2
But
big
they were
pieces.
like big.
Yeah.
I thought it was your whole tooth at first because.
I thought it was too. I didn't realize there was a section of it still there.
So he's got like this like clipped off thing
Yeah.
in his mouth right now.
We went to the dentist and they were like, that's fucked up. We're going to need a surgeon. And I'm like, great.
So maybe on the 7th.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe.
see. We'll see. And that's just one of them. Not just this one. This
Yeah.
one's the one that hurts, that needs to be taken care of, but they want to save it.
Of course.
Yeah, so.
'Cause that's the front one, right?
No, the front one, they didn't even look at it.
Oh.
Like, I mentioned it, but
They just weren't concerned.
They
No.
were so distracted by the other ones.
the you know, the ones that are like
They're like
infected.
explodey teeth.
Yeah, so
This
I have
is much more important.
antibiotics, and I've been doing that all week.
Fun.
And I've just had a generally shitty week.
Yeah.
It was just rough.
Yeah. No
I know, like,
kidding.
we usually have rough weeks, but this was a rough week.
Well, and it felt like 2.
Yeah.
Like it was just so long.
I was ready to record on Wednesday. It's
Me
like,
too. I was like, when are we doing the thing? What
Mhm.
day is this? And then Jen earlier told me that the 4th is tomorrow, and I was like, no, the fuck it's not.
Yeah, it is, though.
No, it's not. That's like next week. I don't know.
And I had a scare at the beginning of the week. I woke up and I couldn't smell or taste.
Oh no.
So I had to go get tested. It was negative.
That's good.
And then it came back like I can taste today.
Weird.
Yeah, but she had a COVID scare.
I wonder if it was like a side effect of a migraine.
Could be, yeah.
And I looked it up. Like I've got a lot of sinus issues, so it can happen if they're super swollen, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me before, but
See, I get the one where I smell smoke all day.
Yeah. I get that.
I'm like, everything smells terrible, and I don't know why. But I think it's connected to the headaches.
yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. It's that weird aura. It's like you're just going to smell just burning tires
Yeah.
for a little while.
How was your week?
My
What
week,
did you do?
yeah, my week was hellish as well. So after tooth broke,
Yeah.
I came down with some really bad gut pain.
Oh, God, that was this week?
That was when it started.
I felt
It
like last
started
week.
Saturday afternoon.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like horrendous abdominal pain. I don't even know what the hell that was. And so that went on for a couple days. And day 2, I was like, okay, it might be like an intestinal blockage. I'm going to keep an eye out. If I throw up, we'll go to the ER because my husband was all concerned. And then Monday I throw up.
But only the one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Monday I threw up. And then from there, my husband's like, so are we going? And I was like, no. If I throw up more, then we'll go. And so that went on like day 3. I finally went to urgent care.
Yeah.
And they had no idea what to do with me, which is great. But
They
they gave
tried.
me a new med, which seems to be helping. So that helped. Like, it's something. They were very kind when they told me they had no idea what to do with me.
That's good. They didn't come at you with the, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, this is a waste.
Right. Yeah, it's been a week. And then I built a garden box,
Oh, nice.
and that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I have a huge exertion bruise like this big over my thigh right
God.
here.
All the abuse.
I know, it's terrible. And
Somebody
it's like
hit you with the softball.
dark and purple.
God.
It's like a hailstone.
Yeah.
That. Yeah. Good fun.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But you saw David this week, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. That was also this week. Oh, this week was horrible.
It's just been so many of this week.
Yes.
Too much this week.
David was fun because he has, as always, he had a new subject.
The new randomness.
Yeah. So, like, he came in, and Jen was in the bathroom, so she missed the beginning of it. But he comes in, and we're talking, and I was like, oh, yeah, working on the podcast. He's like, yeah. So this may be really divisive. I'm going to say something. You might not like it. But Joe Rogan, I respect Joe Rogan. I was like, all right. That's your hot
Okay.
take, is that you respect Joe Rogan? Okay. And then he's like, and he had Elon Musk on. And then he went on this whole tangent about how Elon Musk has to talk down to us and how he's just so smart. And he's going to send us to Mars. Like, he's planned in his head. It's not we're going to Mars. I was like, yeah, David, it's intense shit, man. And then he's like, oh, we're here for Concerta, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, we'll fill that. Anyways.
Anyway, I would like to continue talking.
Yeah. Well, then he got really dark towards the end. He was like, I had to talk to them because they were overworking me. Like, they're overbooking me, and I'm getting burned out. And I forgot my mom's birthday, and I forgot my dad's birthday. And I was like, don't get burned out. I need you.
Yeah. Please don't leave. Please.
Yeah. Fight for yourself, please. They burn through staff. I don't want to have to get a new guy.
Right. Again and again and again and again.
I mean, I've been with New Health for 2-3 years now, and I've had 5 different pain specialists.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And 2 psychiatrists and like 4 therapists.
4 therapists.
I burned through the therapists.
They were like, we met him, we came, we saw, and now
They
we're
just
out.
don't last. Like, they try it out for a few months and they're like, no.
No.
That's a lot of people and they all have problems. Like, that's the point.
Oh, I also had EMDR this week.
You did?
I did.
Shit.
I had therapy on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday evening. And we went over my new trauma, which was helpful because there was a lot of junk there that
Yeah.
I didn't know was there. But yeah, that was good. And he's still like, I think you should try Reiki. Like, we'll see.
One thing at a time, guy.
Yeah. It's like, I really think that you would benefit from that. I'm like, cool.
Mhm.
But not right now. I got other things going on. There is other stuff in play.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's just been a very long, very busy, and very exhausting week.
Yeah.
And I'm tired.
Yeah. So what are we going to do today?
Today, we are going to be doing kind of an open letter to the people in collective zebra lives. So spouses
Newbies.
and friends, even to the kiddos.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really important.
Yeah.
There's a lot to know, and then there's a bit to learn, and then it's just about practice.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine that a lot of the things we'll talk about are pretty intersectional
Yeah.
as far as invisible illnesses. So if you are seeing this and you are neither a zebra or someone with a invisible illness, you're likely seeing this because your zebra would like you to understand them a little better.
Yeah. That's the hope.
Yeah.
We have notes, we have messages,
Yep.
we have experience.
Yeah. We have lots of experience. kind of teaching the people around us.
Yeah, but we went the hard way. Like,
Yeah.
we had to go through the awkward phases of people trying to help us too much or not enough, and then getting mad, and then
Right, finding the balance and
Yeah.
trying
It's like,
not
we
to
don't
be
know.
a pain asshole. Yeah. So I think we have a bunch of points here, but there are some really just big ones
Yeah.
that I've kind of put in here. But I guess we can probably just start at the top. So when it comes to invisible illness and chronic illness of most types, if we're out in the world, the fact is that we're coping all the time. So a lot of the mental health help that we get often starts with like coping skills.
Yep.
But it's hard to go beyond coping skills when all you do is cope.
Like right now.
Right. Coping becomes your every moment, and can lead to just this really ingrained need to mask symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really big one. So
Man.
invisible is the key here. Just
Right.
because you don't see it going on doesn't mean that it's not.
Well, the person in your life is going to want to hide it. So it's going to be invisible, and then they're going to want to keep it invisible.
Yeah.
There are things that you just don't feel like sharing, or that you can't deal with at the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
There is a lot of that like I don't want to tell people how I feel because then it's real and I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, we lie a lot.
Yeah, about ourselves, not about
Yeah.
other stuff. We're not making up conditions, but
But we lie a lot about how we're feeling.
my favorite interaction I had with our grandfather for, I think, 6-7 years, we would go to have lunch, and he'd be like, "How are you feeling?" I'd be like, "I don't want to tell him how I'm feeling, so
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm tired
That
because
was
I'm
me
tired."
every time.
And he started calling me out on it because he would say, "You and Karina are both tired all the time. Like,
Yeah.
are you sleeping?" I was like, "Well,
There's a lot at play.
yeah, we just don't want to tell you what's actually going on."
Yeah. So the sum up was always, I'm fine. I'm just tired.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just tired.
Just sleepy.
It's been a long day or a long week, and I'm tired.
It's been a long 37 years.
Right. You're not 37.
No, but it's been a long one.
How many years has it been for me then?
Probably 40.
It's like 48. It's dog years.
Exactly. But yeah. There's
Yeah. No. So we, along with the coping, because we cope all the time, there's a lot of lying that goes into it, and a lot of like downplay.
Yes.
Which
I'm
can
the
be
king of that.
detrimental to us in other settings.
Yeah, I do it to doctors. I do it to everybody. I do it to Jen.
Yep.
She sees through it though.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
When it's really bad, you're very good at playing it down.
Yeah, the worse it gets,
Yeah.
the easier it is to be like, nah, bleeding out of every orifice is fine.
It's fine. This
This
is
is-
normal.
I'm just trying a thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It's like when I threw up and my husband's like, ER time, and I was like,
Nope.
no,
No,
it's
we don't do that.
fine. It's fine. if I keep throwing up, then we'll go.
I've only thrown up twice. That's not.
Right? That's not a lot.
Yeah.
I said if I keep throwing up, so 5.
Okay, so here's a question then. If we're lying about how we're doing all the time, what's the best way to approach that? Do you want to?
Oh, from the outside?
Yeah, from the outside.
That's a really good question, because there are two things that go on when you lie about where you're at. Like, you really want someone to know,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't want to say.
Right.
Because you don't know if they'll believe you.
Right. So you can't anticipate somebody else's reaction. And so the masking comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So from the outside, I don't know, check in.
Yeah.
Just check in. Yeah. And I think when it comes to that, you want to offer help, but I think it's important not to try to fix people.
That's huge.
Yeah. Especially because that can turn into bad things later on as well.
Yeah.
Where you get tired of people like, well, did you try this? Did you try
Mhm.
this? Have you tried? Have you tried? Have you tried? Did you do the thing? And you're like, the thing is that we know our bodies best, right?
Yeah.
In theory.
No, we do.
Imposter syndrome kind of comes in on that one. But we know our bodies best. And I forgot where I was going with that thought. Sorry.
So when I do the check-in with Chris, it's kind of like how I approach things at work. I start out very general, like, is there anything you need me to grab you?
Mm-hmm.
And then if he says no, then I'll double check with something specific, like, are you sure you don't need an extra backlift in? Because then I know, like, it's not just, no, I'm fine. And then I know for sure, like, he's thought about it. And if he still says no, that's fine. But if he's thinking about it, he could be like, actually, can you grab me an ice pack?
Right. Yeah, because the other part is, a lot of the time when we're in bad pain, we don't know what we want.
No. You have a vague idea of how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to really think about where you're at, what you need.
Right.
And you don't want to. Like,
No.
you're just trying to cope with it. You're trying to get through it.
Yeah.
So you're not like, well, you know what would be really great right now? Just all the ice. Even though that
Yep.
does help a lot.
Yeah. So check in and see. And I really like the general approach where you're like, hey, can I grab you something?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you need something? Hey, I'm making food. Do you want some? But I think it's important to remember that your friend, your spouse, your child doesn't want to be fixed. And they can't be fixed.
They want to be fixed. You just can't fix them.
Yeah.
Right. And offering things all the time isn't going to help.
Yeah. Well, and I guess that kind of takes us into acceptance,
Yeah.
which you have more experience in that realm than I do.
Do I really?
Yeah. When
I
they
mean-
talk about acceptance is not a negative thing.
Oh, yes. Well, I fought that battle a long time. Yeah, no. It took me a long time to get to where I could be like, this is life. This is what life is going to be. This is the outlook. From an outside perspective, what was that like, Jen? Watching me go through that?
I think the acceptance for us was different than a lot of people
Mhm.
because we got punished a lot medically for not knowing.
Yeah.
So for not having a diagnosis, we got blown off a lot in the beginning. And it was very stressful not knowing. So once we did find out, it was really relieving.
That's true.
And I think a lot, like, there was a small adjustment to adjusting and accepting the pain. That was the biggest one. Like, right at the beginning, we put in a lot of effort. I could see you putting in a lot of effort to try and get rid of the pain.
Yeah.
So coming to terms and accepting the fact that there would always be pain
Was huge.
was a huge hurdle.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like flipping a light switch. Once you actually accept it, your perspective changes a lot, and so how you experience it changes a lot.
Yeah.
Your emotional impact from being in pain, like it's not as up and down as it used to be.
Oh, yeah. We can shrug it off most of the time.
A lot more mentally and emotionally stable
Right.
from that acceptance.
Right. It's not
Yeah.
surprising. It's not like before it would, if we get like if it got worse,
Yeah.
then it would be startling. It'd be like, oh no, is this the new normal? But it's easy now to cope with it. Like, it's, we know it's not permanent. And if it is, it's not like drastic usually. It's not.
Right. Well, and I think upon diagnosis, when we learned that there was a reason for all of that, I think that made a huge, huge difference. Especially for me, because I didn't have to feel crazy all the time.
Right.
And I could actually voice what was going on with me without... Because you know how... And here's the thing. We impose a lot of stuff on ourselves. So that, like, need to feel normal or need to mask and not tell people what's going on. In part because other people are unpredictable, and in part because we feel like we need that control, right? But yeah, when pain comes around, and new pain is always the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and all we do is cope. Like, that's what we do. And now it's gotten easier to cope
Yeah.
because we know what to expect, and we know that the human body is kind of incredible in what it can continue doing while being a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it comes down to like really understanding that you don't have control over your condition.
Yeah.
I mean, you can control certain aspects of it, but it's always going to be there, and it's always going to be worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to get worse.
Like, the biggest thing is learning how to react to it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't control it, but you can control how you react
Mhm.
to the pain.
Yeah. Well, and kind of going through, like, getting rid of that fear aspect
Oh, yeah. It's
helps a
huge.
ton. Yeah. So when you stop fearing the pain, it becomes a lot easier to manage. But we still get frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With that, we have, like, the bad times, but for the invisible aspect of it, when you're having a good time,
Yeah.
when you yourself don't think there's anything wrong with you, like, that looks like every other day. Like, it can seem like your person's better, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the upward trend now, or hey, maybe it just was like a storm, it came and went and it's gone. But
Right.
it's usually the other way around,
Mm-hmm.
where the good times are very short-lived.
Yeah. Few and far between.
Yeah.
Or they can be. It's not always the case.
No, I've had months at a time where I've
Yeah.
felt great and things were going well.
Yeah. When I first started gabapentin, that was amazing. Because
Yeah.
at that point, it was a ton of nerve pain. And so having that taken off my plate was so, so amazing. And then I kind of shocked myself again when things got worse again. But things change. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, is that invisible illnesses themselves are they're unpredictable a
Right.
lot of the time. And so just because we look okay doesn't mean we feel okay. And just because we feel okay doesn't mean that we're going to feel okay tomorrow.
True.
I was thinking about acceptance as a negative.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we've
yeah.
run up against that before.
Yep, that's the you're giving into it. You're not fighting back. It's
Right. Or
It-
like you're a defeatist.
totally a defeatist for being realistic about your condition and what to expect.
Yeah. Or people get really sad for you.
Oh, that one bothers me.
Yeah. And you're like, no, it's fine. It's really fine. This is just the reality.
It is what I make it. And if you're going to be sad for me, then how am I supposed to react to that? Like,
Exactly. That's the big one, I think, actually. And you just put it perfectly. We are very careful about regulating our emotions and beliefs about Ehlers-Danlos
Yeah.
because that's how we function. And so when people throw pity our way, it disrupts our very carefully built structures of flippancy and comedy and
yeah.
protective measures. So we do not appreciate pity.
No.
Most invisible illness, we don't appreciate pity. We don't want to be pitied. We want to be witnessed
Yeah.
and understood. But pity is not helpful for anybody.
No. I'm sure there are times, though, like you get that wave where you just want to give in.
Yeah.
But
like, you
even
have
then,
that,
I don't
like-
want outside pity. Like, I'm going to sit in the dark corner and I'm going to pity myself.
Right.
And if anyone says anything about it, I might just
I'm gonna fight
lose it.
someone. Yeah. No, I message you on days like that.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I'm just gonna feel sorry for myself for a little while.
Yep.
And I do, and I sit down and I feel sorry for myself, and then I'm like, okay,
It
that's enough
passes.
of that. Time to get back to real life.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people mix up acceptance and hopelessness. Like feeling that
Yeah.
if they accept it, that they're,
Giving up.
yeah, or feeling hopeless about the situation because they want to rely on that it might get better.
Mm-hmm.
When, yeah, it sucks, but they can still live happy, fulfilling lives with the condition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that kind of goes into, we want to be treated like normal people as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some caveats to that. Like, don't go into situations with assumptions. Don't assume that
Mhm.
we can or cannot participate in something
That
because of our condition.
drives me nuts.
Always ask, we like to be invited, even if we know we
Right.
can't go. Like, we want to know that you care and you want us around, even if maybe that's not possible.
Weather permitting.
Yeah.
You never know. There could be like a day when they're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for a hike, and
Yeah.
they can actually manage it. So
That's like when when Randy's like, I'm going to buy concert tickets, and if you can go,
yeah,
cool. If not, I'll take Jesse. And I'm like, that takes so much pressure off of me to, like, I have to know that I'm going to feel good on that day 6 months
Exactly.
from now. So, yeah. And I think that goes into being flexible. Like,
oh yeah,
it's important to be flexible with your person
yeah.
and with yourself.
It's such a fluid situation. Like, even
Yeah.
in the span of a day, you can go from like not being able to function to cleaning the house to
Mhm.
like being up and about, or the other way around. You could start off strong and kind of
Crash by 2:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So having people around you that understand and can react
Yeah.
to that,
Yeah. Well, and somebody to keep you kind of accountable,
yeah,
because there's a lot of that. When I'm like, I'm stalling and I'm going to clean everything. And my husband's like, you need to stop stalling and go to bed.
yeah, it's bedtime.
You're going to make it worse. Go to bed. But yeah, there's like, I don't know. What do you wish people knew, or what do you wish you knew before you were diagnosed?
That's an interesting one. Something I wish I knew before I was diagnosed. I had a good thought and I lost it.
For
It was right
me,
there.
it's that, like, I'm not crazy and there's a reason.
Yeah.
Because that was a huge breakthrough for me in general. My mental health improved drastically.
Oh yeah, once we knew.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not insane. That's the other part. Like, invisible illness, we question ourselves all the time. All the time. Imposter syndrome is huge.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I think-
Doctors are not infallible, and it's okay to ask for a second opinion.
Oh yeah.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Doctors are not infallible, and it's okay to ask for a second opinion.
Yay.
Doctor shop. Do it.
I'm surprised that people haven't heard of that or thought of it before.
Yeah.
I mean, we've found it the hard way
Yeah.
by having bad experiences, but
Right. Well, and there's such a stigma to it.
yeah.
Because you know that doctors are like, oh, well, they've seen so many. They must be like whatever. That's another thing. Like, there's so many assumptions about everything
Yeah.
all the time from different people and from...
Well, you have the assumptions of just being considered disabled. Then if you're taking certain medications, there's the stigma of, oh no, they're on this medication.
Yeah.
They're on this. So, you know, I've had to deal with all of that.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
Especially when it's from doctors. When you're like, oh, you're on this. Like the dentist.
You shouldn't be taking that. Well, it's like the urgent care doctor was like, I can't believe you're not on this medication. Like, they should have put you on this medication. I'm not sure why they haven't done this yet.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I'm going to put you on this medication. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Hey, if it helps.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing is people are human.
Yeah. You're human.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard. It can be really hard to try to self-advocate when you're not even sure of what's going on with you.
Yeah.
And that can be really challenging. So if we tell you we don't know, usually it's because we really don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong? I don't know.
One of the notes on here is feeling guilty for not being normal.
Mm.
And that just immediately takes me to making plans with people,
Yeah.
like trying to make plans and being unable to fulfill your end of the deal.
Right. Right.
Like, it's good to be included. It's like what you said. It's nice to have an out.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is offer an out.
Yeah.
That was huge for me too, because I hated going anywhere where I didn't have an escape. I didn't want to go to like hockey games, and I didn't want to go out to the movies, and I didn't want to go to dinner, and I didn't want to go hang out with people when I didn't have the ability to back out
Mm-hmm.
or to escape. Well, and I think that goes into that like assumptions.
Yeah.
people make assumptions. So a lot of the time, if we're not able to do something, there are other assumptions made, like that we're flaky.
Yeah. Oh God.
That was a big, or what is it that Mom used to say, that you were agoraphobic?
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
agoraphobe.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, or just that we're unreliable in other ways.
Right.
So give us that out. That's important. Offer that out. It makes us feel safer.
Antisocial.
Yeah, that one. Antisocial. But it does. It makes us feel safe when we have the ability to leave whatever situation we're
Right.
in.
Less pressure
So
means you're more likely to join in.
yeah. So if that means that you and your person are more independent from one another, or you drive 2 cars someplace so
Mhm.
that they have the ability to leave, or being more flexible yourself with like timelines, because that can be huge. Like if I was relying on my husband, I would need him to be ready to go when I was ready
Yeah.
to go, because I could be like, hey, I'm done, and he'd be like, okay, time to go. See you
Peace.
guys later.
Yeah.
But I know that's not an option for everybody.
No.
And I know that I think that goes into can and should.
Yeah.
I can stay and pretend to have a good time, but should I?
Yeah. The can should of every situation is going to be interesting to watch, because you have the person that you're worried about.
Yeah.
You're going to want them to do what they can.
Like what's best for their body. and-
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to want them to get out and do things, but at the same time, you have to learn their limits, because they will most likely
We
go
will
over.
ignore them.
Yeah. No, God, no. Like,
What limits?
I taught our grandfather the can should by doing the can over and over again and hurting myself. And now he knows that I shouldn't do
Yeah.
certain things, because he's seen me overdo it so many times and dislocate on the floor, or majorly hurt my arms fixing fencing, you
Yeah.
know, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But that's huge. I learned it the hard way.
Well, and it's interesting now because with my husband, he has kind of picked up that role
Mhm.
of just kind of monitoring, because he knows if I have the physical ability, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to. So he will do things to kind of mitigate what I'm doing, or give me like partial tasks to
Mhm.
fill. Like unloading the groceries. He's like, please only take 1 bag. And then he'll go carry everything else.
Yeah.
Or like moving wood things or heavy things.
Yeah.
He'll let me guide so that I can control what's going on. So just small things to accommodate, because we will always do the can,
Yeah.
and we should not.
Yeah, it's being flexible with how you handle the person, really.
Yeah.
Like being flexible in every sense of the word,
Yes.
and understanding that there are limits,
Yeah.
and that we need to follow the limits, and that we won't follow
And that
the
we
limits.
won't. Which is why we look unlimited a lot of the time.
Right. It makes us look very invisible. Like,
Yeah.
wow, you're so capable. Like,
I am capable,
I'm pushing
but I'm
myself
gonna
so hard right now.
Yeah. I'm going to hate myself later tonight.
Yeah, you don't get to see the aftermath.
Well, and that's exactly the thing, is that we pay for everything in pain.
Yep.
So whatever we've committed to doing, we're going to feel it later.
Yeah.
We're not going to like it. But we do this thing where it's a problem for future me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. That poor guy.
Yeah.
Future me has so much to deal with.
Past you just did not. Yeah. Oh, and that kind of goes into the spoon lens.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
So if you don't know spoon theory, that's a really, really good way to communicate with your person. So understanding how energy moves when you have a chronic illness, and how different things and simple things can cost a lot of energy. So like for me, getting in the shower.
Hey.
I'm like that it's the first rung on my ladder, but that's
It
a hard
gets you
one.
going.
Yeah. It's like 2 spoons right there.
I used all my spoons getting to the couch today.
Yeah.
Like, with this headache, just nailing my head all day. It's like, I'll take a shower. I tried taking a shower. I don't know if I successfully showered or not. I was in hot water for
You
a long
got
time.
wet.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then I changed and I crawled into here, and then I just laid on the couch and waited for you to get here. That was all my spoons to get that far.
I am pretending I have spoons. So I have phantom spoons.
No.
Because I have an event after this.
Yeah, you pay for phantom spoons in pain.
Yes. Yeah, I have to
Way
go
to
to my
go.
in-laws, and the twins will be there, and the twins from Missouri are there, and the other twins are bringing their babies, and it's a lot of people,
Holy crap.
and not something that I'm super excited about doing.
So we should get this published so we can show them all, like, how to deal with you.
On that note, though, like, people who don't know me as well tend to, like, freak out if I'm hurting,
Oh, yeah.
and that's not helpful.
No, it's like panicking in any situation isn't helpful to anybody.
Yeah.
You gotta do your best to stay calm.
Yeah.
And reason your way through it.
Right.
Panic later.
Panic later.
And if you can't be calm,
Walk
go
away.
away.
Yeah, remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
Jen's had to do that.
I had that at work when I almost passed out in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I had my one coworker who, like, knew what was going on and was like, blood pressure up or down? I was like, down. She's like, okay, I'm going to go grab you a water. And the other one's like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? What can I do? Are you all right? And I'm like, stop talking to me.
Can I
Go
touch
away.
you? Like in your face.
Right? Are you okay?
Yeah.
I get really close. Can I touch you on your body? Stop it.
Yeah. Do not. Do not do that.
Yeah. The coddling and the panic don't help.
Nope.
Calmly ask what you can do. If nothing, just sit. Be with us.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
That's huge for me. Just being around people.
Right.
I don't talk. I don't do anything. Just being around.
Right. It's just the quiet companionship.
Yeah.
Because you feel less alone.
Mm-hmm.
But you also, there's no pressure
Right.
to, like, do anything about it.
Well, the first time we were going to decorate this,
Mm-hmm.
like a year and a half ago, I had Vizzy and Kaylee come over, and I was like, we're going to do this. And then we went upstairs and we all played Animal Crossing and didn't talk to each other. Just all four of us sitting in the room playing Animal Crossing. Didn't say a fucking word.
Yep.
It was a good time.
I had Bug over yesterday, and we built a bunch of furniture.
Nice.
That was our social interaction. He came over, and we used him for slave labor. Wahaha.
I get to see him tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
for the
Before he
4th.
come. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. I'll see
Yeah,
him then,
he's
too.
coming tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to go tomorrow, too.
Yes.
Yes. I forgot tomorrow was the 4th. I was
Yeah.
like, no. I have another week.
Somebody pointed this out to me, and it never bugged me before. Only on the 4th of July do we swap it to the European layout.
Yeah.
We don't
4th
say
of
July the
July.
4th, we
Okay.
say the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Thanks
is kind
for
of
that.
ironic
You're welcome.
and ridiculous.
Jen's like, and now you will
ADHD
suffer.
thoughts of the day.
Oh, yeah, the fatigue and laziness can go with
Ah.
that.
Yes, please understand that we're not lazy, and what we can do, we do, and we often push ourselves to do. And again, with the guilt, we feel a lot of guilt for not being able to do what we think we should be.
Right. We have a lot of, I'm sure this is true of anybody with chronic illnesses, that there's a lot of pressure that you take from external sources and impose on yourself, even though they're
Yeah.
not there. There's a lot of, well, why aren't you doing this? You could have done that. Why aren't you, in your own head?
Yeah.
So they're dealing with it. They're in the thick of it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other part, was when my husband was first starting to understand, it was important to him that I let him know that I was thinking about the future.
Yeah.
Because he had it in his head when I first did my shoulder surgery 2 years ago. He had it in his head that that was going to be like a fix, and it was going to make things better. And that's not the case. And I was like, well, this is going to be like a forever thing. And he didn't understand until that point. And was panicking himself, thinking about the future and how long I'm going to be able to work for,
Yeah.
and all of these things. And I had to
It
just
hit
look at
him
him
all
and
at
go,
once.
sweetheart, I think about these things constantly. You don't have to take them on. They're not yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I'm already thinking about it. I'm already planning for it. I'm aware
Yeah.
that this is forever. Like, it is. It's forever.
Yeah, Jen and I had the conversation.
Really?
Yeah, we had to be like, are we going to focus on this, or can we ignore it forever?
Yeah.
That was literally, it was like, either I go on and ignore it and we pretend like nothing's wrong, or we can address it and try and fix it and take it seriously.
Yeah.
We opted for the healthy option.
Well, which is good because the other option would have led 6 feet under.
Yeah, probably. I was on the fast track.
Yeah.
Unpleasant places.
Yeah. Not a good place to be.
No.
No. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was the thing, was that he just didn't understand that, like, it was forever. He
Right.
really thought that there was going to be, like, a fix. Oh, and that's the other part. Don't walk around, like, wishing cures onto people. It's rude. We don't appreciate it, actually.
Well, here's the fun one. Like, you have religious friends and they're praying for
I'll
you
pray
to get
for
better.
You. Yeah, and you're
It's
like,
can you pray
"Great."
for me to just have a good day?
Right.
Like, I'm not looking for a miracle here. I understand that this is how you process things. Just pray for the day to be not bad.
Yeah.
Don't fix me.
Well, it's that acceptance is not negative piece.
Right.
Where you're like, it can be forever, and we can do stuff about it.
Right.
At the same time. And we can also know that it will go downhill as we get older.
Yep.
But also knowing that, yeah, there are countermeasures that we will take along the way. And that's the thing, like, we never walk into a situation like, I would like someone to completely fix me.
No. I've had doctors that have that outlook.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, we'll fix you up. Like, no, you won't.
Yeah, no.
You'll take care of a thing, but that's not going to fix anything.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
that's the
permanent.
thing is, like, when people walk around and they're like, well, maybe one day. And you're like, that's great. If you could teach my body how to make collagen correctly, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you're not going to undo
The
a
damage.
lifetime worth of damage that we've
No.
already done.
I mean, that's all the surgeries are that we do.
Yeah.
We're fixing the damage that we've done to ourselves.
Exactly. And those surgeries are renewable.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years is generally what they say
Yep.
for Ehlers-Danlos anyway. So, yeah, fun times. It was so funny. When Tiffany was telling me about her friend who was just diagnosed, she had a surgery beforehand, and they were like, oh, that should last you like 15, 20 years. And then she found out she has EDS, and I was like, yeah, 3 to 5 years. You're going to need more.
Down.
There will be more.
Such an upper.
Yeah, also don't.
Trial by fire for the newbies. We have moods and pain, frustration.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, those are kind of...
That was a big
Well-
one for me. Before I was diagnosed, I was just such an insufferable asshole
Same.
when I was in pain. Because I was angry about being in pain. I didn't know why. I thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody understood what I was going through, and I didn't know how to explain it. And so those factors culminated in a lot of frustration and a lot of kind of lashing out
Oh, yeah.
when people would kind of enter that space.
Well, you have, like, Jen would try and help me. I was in the same situation. She'd be like, how can I help? And I'm like...
I don't know.
It really, really fucking pisses me off that you offered. Like, I don't know why, but you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong neighborhood now, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, and I would always just feel super pressured
Yeah,
to, like, be better
exactly.
all the time. Like, oh, no, you're in pain. Let me fix it. Well, and that's the other part. Like, that downplay is not for us.
No.
The downplay is for other people. It's like when I feel worse, generally I wear makeup and I look better because, and I did this at dinner last week, actually.
Yeah.
They were like, you look really nice. And I'm like, that's great. I feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, so you look nice, but you don't feel good. I was like, I look nice because I don't feel good.
They're connected.
Because people are more likely to leave you alone if you look like you have your shit together.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I do that all the time with the masking. It's bad. I'm like, don't ask me how I'm doing. I will lie to you.
Well,
and then I'll be mad about it.
It's like we've said before, people aren't comfortable with
Yes.
pain. So when you're in pain, they don't know how to handle that because...
Well, and people don't understand, like, they don't have a good concept of chronic pain.
Right.
So for the normal brain, you're like, pain is a signal that something's wrong and you can fix it, right? That's not the case.
Yeah.
Pain is just a fire alarm going off because the batteries are dead for the rest of my life.
It's true. Jen had the realization of chronic pain when she had her sinuses done. Because do you remember that? You looked at me like on day 5 of recovery, like, so it's all the time with the pain. It's like, yep.
Well, I had some experience with it before, but I denied it. So when I had that car accident, I wasn't allowed to walk on my foot for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And people kept giving me shit for it. And I was like, but it hurts.
Yeah, no, that was a pain.
And they were like, but it was like 6 months ago. Why are you still taking medication? Because my foot's fucked up. Look at it. It's purple and blue and huge.
Yep. Well, and at that point, had you you hadn't been navigating the medical system very long,
not
right?
at all. That
Yeah.
was
No,
when
that was
we
early
first
days.
started dating.
Yeah, Brea was a baby.
Yeah.
River
Early
was a baby.
days.
Yeah. It was super early.
days.
Yeah. So that was like a year and a half with
Mhm.
the recovery and with the trying to sword fight at the same time.
Smart. Smart move.
Jen's playing the can and should game too.
Yeah.
But it's something that I didn't really like. So many people around were a lot younger and none of them had gone through anything, so I just kind of kept quiet about it. Because, yeah, I thought most of it was exaggerated or overblown and that
Yeah.
it was all in my head.
Yep.
And it wasn't really something I thought about after the fact until I had the sinus surgery again when we were in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Well, it's like when my mother-in-law looked at me, and she has a pretty bad concussion, and she looked at me one day and she's like, "This is like your whole life, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, the brain fog and the not being able to like think clearly when I'm in pain, like all of those things. That's my all the time."
Yep.
And I think that was huge for her to just kind of understand.
Yeah.
That, like, this is my all the time, and everything is a struggle. I'm just very good at the struggle. Just because we're good at it doesn't mean it's not a lot of work.
No, and that's a lot of the problems we encounter with doctors and stuff have to do with our not complaining.
Yeah.
Like not being vocal about the pain that we're in all the time.
Yeah.
So
And not being a parent.
right, it doesn't come off
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this person's in a lot of pain, they're suffering, they're dealing with a lot. It's more like, why is this person here?
Right.
Well, you see.
Well, that's how I felt was when I was in the urgent care. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, the pain was intermittent, so it would come and it would go and it would come and it would go. And when it was gone, I was like, I'm perfectly fine. Why am I here?
I didn't have my hip looked at because it didn't hurt that day.
I'm going to kill you.
But it didn't hurt that day.
God damn it, Christopher.
Jen had COVID.
I'm going to,
Jen had COVID, and
we're going to have to take a break so
My hip
I can
didn't hurt.
beat you.
It was true. It was the morning that I had to go get tested.
yeah, so I couldn't have gone anyways.
Make an appointment.
When it hurts again, I'll make an appointment.
I will make an appointment. I'll set an alarm on my phone.
It's gotta
I made the last
I
appointment.
don't care.
If it doesn't hurt, they're not going to find anything. So it's gotta hurt it first somehow.
So this
You'll
last,
hurt it before the appointment anyway.
that's true.
Rest
You'll do
assured,
something.
you'll be fine.
Well, it's like when we the downplay to doctors
Yeah.
constantly, and so we often don't get our needs met because we'll go in and be like, yeah, I had a list of stuff, but I feel okay right now, so I'm sorry I wasted your time. Goodbye.
Yep.
And that's how that goes.
That's my entire medical history. It's
Yeah.
just, sorry for being here. I'll go now.
I didn't actually need to be here.
I'll see myself out.
I'm very sorry.
And that's why I'm the interrupter.
Actually, it was in a lot of pain all month. I need to hear it from him. She's right. I was in a lot of pain all month.
I just forgot because I feel okay right now. That's the thing, like, living the spoony life or the chronic illness life, everything is like moment by moment because your brain has to protect you from the pain some way.
Yeah.
And so when you're in pain, it's everything and huge and overwhelming and just all the time forever. And then when it stops, you're like, la la la, nothing happened. What pain? I don't remember pain.
All right, so this is the part of video where we have to ask you to hand the video or get your zebra or your person in the room, because now they have to be in the room to hear what we have to say to them.
Yes.
Because they need to be flexible too. It's going to be really fucking hard. It's going to suck, but you got to be flexible with your people while they learn how to handle you and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And it's going to be really hard.
Well, the other part is
it's like, ugh.
Learn to communicate explicitly. Like, learn to say what you mean.
She's going to get that tattooed on her forehead.
Explicit communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm standing behind it, though, because it's what works. And for people who are not our spoony people, along with being flexible, ask clarifying questions.
Absolutely.
Just, if you're unsure, ask. That's the thing, because that explicit communication goes both ways.
Yeah.
And if you're not both on board, it's going to get difficult and frustrating for both parties.
Yeah.
All right. So back to our spoonies. Yeah, that's the big piece, is being patient with people around you and being a good self-advocate.
Yep.
And that means with doctors too. So
Just
take notes on your phone when things are bad.
Or message someone.
Yeah, that too. Put it out in the universe so that it exists.
Yeah. Take a video of it. And then
Don't.
hate the video of it.
Send it to someone so you can't delete the video. It's really bad.
But
I'm just going to
works.
put it in the podcast at some point.
We'll
just so that
cut it
it's
in.
like out there.
It'll be the intermission.
Oh, God. You're going to watch my head jerk around. I hate so much that video exists.
Oh, we'll put it in slow motion. With
Oh, God, no.
That'll be great.
No.
And if they say something that upsets you, tell them why it upsets you.
Yeah, there's a lot of that between Jen and I. She'll randomly say something and I'll be like, well, that offended me and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But that really got to me.
Or like the kids when they're like, is it because of your EDS? And we're like, not everything is
It's actually because you're little shits.
is because of the EDS.
I raised him that way, though, so it's kind of on me.
I was watching those TikToks where the guy is talking about how his daughter's a bard. And I'm just watching the TikTok like, oh God, I'm the bard. I'm a bard parent.
Yep.
I sing at my kids to get them to do things.
It's true.
That's awesome.
I think we should take a break.
I think so. Good time for an intermission.
Yeah. Water, hydrate,
Yes.
Medicate.
Sunlight.
Water. I thought you said fodder. I was so confused.
Water.
Water yourself. Get some sunlight.
Like a plant.
Get some nutrients.
Because that is how you will grow.
Pause and come back because there's still like another hour of this left. So get comfortable and get ready to watch this again.
Again. Still some more.
Continually.
Forever.
All right.
On a loop.
Well, bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. Guess what happened while we were on break? We came back on a great note. We hit 50 subs while we were on break, which might not sound like a lot, but that's
50 on YouTube, which is pretty fantastic.
yeah. That means 50 of you enjoyed us enough to want to watch us more than once.
We're not really sure why, but
We're-
thank you.
Yeah, we're not sure why we do this either, but it's like watching a train wreck. Like
You can't look away.
Yeah,
But we appreciate you.
we do.
And we're very excited we hit 50. So big milestones. And I think we've only been at this for like 2 months.
We hit our 2-month yesterday.
That's crazy.
July 2nd was our 2-month anniversary.
50 of you in 2 months. So needless to say, we're very grateful. And we're very excited for what comes next.
Yeah. What comes next?
Because it's season 2 and we can do whatever
We can do whatever we want.
We can do
Chaos
whatever we
reigns.
want.
You are not invited to season 2 anymore. You are uninvited. You go back to season 1 where you belong.
My butt was in last episode.
You kissed my sister in the last episode.
I hugged your sister.
No, you kissed her. There's a kiss sound.
Oh, okay.
You gave her a kiss on the cheek.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
I mean, I gave your sister the clap. Or help! I gave my sister
Help! Yeah.
We're a close family.
I gave your wife, my sister-in-law, the clap.
There you go.
Yes.
But yes, we're very excited. Thank you for subbing and commenting and participating.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Lots of comments. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys want to hear next.
Find us on Facebook.
Yes.
We want to actually post on Facebook more than just, hey, look, an episode.
Yeah.
We engage as much as we can, so if you comment, we're going to talk to you.
Yeah, there's a couple questions on there too. I think one of them's how does imposter syndrome impact your life? So that was a good question.
Yeah.
So check us out on Facebook, Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them.
And YouTube and Spotify and Google Podcasts.
And TikTok.
And TikTok. That's the one I always forget to plug. We
where
actually
we
have a
do
TikTok.
silly things.
Yeah. I tried to post some serious things on there and they just flop. So
Yeah, no, it's the silly stuff.
yeah. This
'Tis
whole
a
thing is
silly
going in there.
place. Yeah. Yay!
'Tis a silly place.
Let's not go to Camelot.
All right. What do you want to talk about now?
So, since we talked about kind of an open letter, I wanted to address some of the misconceptions about Ehlers-Danlos.
Okay. I'm trying to think of ones that I had starting out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them I think have actually come from doctors from when we did the genetics workup.
Yeah.
And they were like, where's this? We don't see this. Why don't
No,
you
you
have
don't
this?
count.
Yeah.
Or those people that have the hypermobility aspect, but none of the other aspects.
Yeah.
And so they like blow up on social media just showing how flexible they are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel mixed about that. They're raising awareness, but they're also they're just
I really dislike the
Shallow awareness.
yes. What bothers me is those videos that come up on Facebook of the people who are like, oh yeah, I have EDS and I joined the circus and my life is great and fine and dandy.
yeah, no.
And then you're like, okay, but you are forgetting about how much you're going to pay for all that stuff you did in your 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great, you're 14 and you have EDS. That's awesome. But this is not what EDS
yeah,
looks
no
like.
joke.
Well, and the thing is EDS looks different for everybody.
Yeah.
And we know that, in our familial relation and that kind of spectrum with baby brother.
Yeah.
So it does look different for everybody. And classical EDS doesn't have as much pain
No.
as hypermobile. So I think the two get overlapped a lot.
Yeah, no, and you do see a lot of sideshow people who do the flexing and the skin stretching.
Yep. The stretchy
not
skin is it's a problem, really, because when you go to get diagnosed, they're looking in weird places too. Like, I had somebody look here and I was like, that's just fat. Thank you. Good try though. And I was like, no, but if you look at any of this nonsense, you get the hyperextensibility.
I get hyperextensibility when I'm not dehydrated.
Yes.
And I'm
that
always
matters.
dehydrated.
Yeah. I had an IV this week, so I'm a little less dehydrated. I chugged that whole bag in 15 minutes.
Whoa.
My body was like, water, yes, please.
There was one time I went in and they gave me 4 IV bags in the span of an hour. I was like, was I about to die?
And then you have to pee the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like, great, I'm in the ER and I have to pee.
In a gown, I'm not wearing anything. I have to walk in front of all these people and then I have to feel ashamed, but I don't.
Right. I don't have the energy to feel ashamed.
I don't. We go into the hospitals and stuff and I'm just they're like, change. And I'm like, cool, whatever.
Right, where you're like, all right, cool.
Right
and they're
here?
like, not now, stop.
But you told me to change. You're a doctor, right? You've seen this before. Should I be worried?
You're like, I don't want to see yours, though. That's not the part of the body I'm focused on.
Right.
Yeah. So the skin stretchy thing is part of the old criteria, mostly.
The old guard, yeah.
So the criteria changed in 2017, and the hyperextensible skin kind of took a further backseat, because what they're finding is, again, like, it depends on how hydrated we are.
Yeah.
First of all. Second of all, it depends on where. And there's a ton of different skin issues. So even if you don't have the hyperextensible skin, you could have the abnormal scarring.
That's what I get.
Yeah. And the big misconception about the abnormal scarring is they say atrophic, and they usually say that means indented.
Yeah.
But it includes those crystalline scars as well.
That's what that's.
Yeah.
I wear mine with pride.
Right. Stretch marks too.
I have stretch marks all around my arms that they didn't look at that one time.
Yeah, they don't care. They just suck. It's fine. Fuck those guys.
What else? Well, okay. I see misconceptions both ways. I see where people think EDS is super dire.
Yeah.
Where, people can't swallow. They're on IVs. They can't digest things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always feel like I have imposter syndrome from not having bad enough EDS.
Yeah.
And then people will comment on our videos and be like, it's not as bad as you guys, but I have this. And it's like...
Yeah. Well, and it's that same thing we talk about all the time. Like, comparative suffering is just the downfall of everyone.
Yep.
It's not good. It doesn't do anybody any favors. And suffering is suffering.
Yep.
Like, it's a universal experience. And just because it's not as bad, like, it's different. It's not measured in this, like, good versus bad metric. It's different. And it's a spectrum. Which can make it really difficult to, like, find your people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I imagine years down the line, the gastroparesis will probably be worse.
Yeah.
And the dysphagia will probably be worse.
Yeah.
So,
like, we're on track. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get worse. It's fine.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I mean, if it's stuff that we're already experiencing, just not to the extreme. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's like Bug said. He said that it gets different.
It gets different, yeah.
It doesn't get better, and it doesn't necessarily get worse, but it gets different.
That kid.
Yeah. He's doing better at work, though.
That's good.
He says that he's got most everybody trained. There's still one who's like, fake news. And I'm like, whatever. There are always going to be those people where it's not worth explaining.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Think of it this way. If you got this video sent to you, you're worth explaining it to.
There you go.
You're worthy.
It's kind of like retail.
Congratulations.
2% of customers will never be happy.
Doctors hate these customers.
Find out why in this article that has nothing to do with anything.
Exactly.
It's a picture of a stethoscope.
Can you fill this up for me?
Oh my God.
You almost caught it.
I know, it went in my sleeve.
You almost had it. That would have been badass with her. Just
My brain was like, it's flying in my face.
deflect. You're connected still.
Thank you.
Headphones. I was like, what made that noise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What other misconceptions? So a lot of the time when you Google EDS, the pain is not readily apparent.
I didn't see anything about pain when we first started researching it.
Yeah.
Like, that was part of where I felt a disconnect, where I was like, well, it doesn't seem to be a painful condition.
Yeah.
And we were definitely experiencing pain on the daily at that point. But we had everything else.
Yeah.
We had the full-on bite and score. We had...
Because, yeah, you're a 9 out of 9.
I'm a perfect 9.
And I was a 7 out of 9
Now
when I
you're
was
an 8.
diagnosed. And now I'm an 8 out of 9.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Just crazy.
But yeah, no, they don't talk about the pain.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's because, I don't know, because classical, again, with classical, there's less pain involved. But I've also heard conflicting stories there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But yeah, when you Google it, the pain is not apparent. It'll talk about, like, oh, it can affect ligaments and cause dislocations. And then it glosses over all this stuff.
Right. It's not listed as, like, a chronic pain condition.
Right.
At all.
Which is interesting because I've seen, I can't remember the doctor's name, but he was talking about how Ehlers-Danlos, he would rank up there with like cancer pain.
Was it Dr. Mike?
I don't know.
Because I was
maybe.
watching him do an EDS short thing. And
Oh, it's because he screwed up the first time.
Yeah.
I
stepping
was like,
in my ring,
pardon
boy.
me? Pardon, you want to try again? What?
You want to join our podcast? We have some words
I'll
to share
teach ya.
with you.
We'll teach you.
Mike.
Yeah. Well, and it was irritating because he did what everyone else does, which is like gloss over it.
Yep.
Where they're like, oh yeah, Ehlers-Danlos, genetic condition, la 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 la.
Yeah, we
And you're
learned
like,
about that
hi,
at school.
it's huge. It is a huge problem.
Well, just the way you said that, it sounded like it was everyone else's problem. Like, no, it's just you. It's really only a big problem to you because you're dealing with it.
Well, him giving misinformation
No,
is a
yeah, I
problem.
know. It's just the way you said it was funny.
That bothers me quite a bit.
Yeah, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Oh god, the people on YouTube,
Yeah.
the ones that are trying to do like their daily blog,
Mm-hmm.
they're just not being real. It feels like because the people who are dealing with it couldn't do like blogging.
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't blog. There's a reason it took us forever to get the podcast going. Like,
Right.
it's not easy.
Well, and even this, we just built it into our schedule so that it exists.
Mhm.
Like, we do this every Saturday at 11.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Now you know how to find us.
Yeah.
We're here. You can lodge complaints. Deal with it.
Sorry.
We also have we could do like a live stream if you want to complain that way.
There you go. Someday we'll get on Twitch.
Yeah, but
Someday.
we scheduled it into like the weekly,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. Like there are weeks when we're both just dying,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to cut episodes because we're just like not in it.
Right. We'll watch them back and be like, this was not it wasn't good work.
No, they weren't even awake. What were we doing?
Yeah.
Or like even now, I still have that migraine.
Mhm.
It's still killing me, but I'd
Yeah.
rather do this than not.
Right. Well, and it's interesting
If you're
because
gonna have it anyway, you might as well.
Yeah.
Do so. Like you've taken the steps to try and take care of it, but it's not going away.
yeah. Well, and we've also learned a lot just doing the podcast.
Yeah,
And we ourselves have become more accountable
way more accountable.
doing the podcast. Like,
It's kind of impressive.
we're
Actually.
really working on building our ladder and being more intentional about building the ladder, and kind of reflecting that back to each other,
Mhm.
which is really nice.
Yeah, and my doctor talk's gotten better.
That's awesome.
Like, Jen doesn't have to interrupt me anymore.
Yay!
I will straight up say what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last appointment, I played on my phone.
Nice. I have an appointment next week with my doctor. I think it's on the 7th, actually. Maybe. But we're going to talk about next steps because I'm going to send it back to general surgery and be like, no one else can help me fix it.
Yeah.
And if they tell me it's going to make more scarring, I'm going to say, I don't care.
It
Let's
can
try
make some more
something,
scarring.
please.
It can.
I'm willing to try anything once. I don't care, even if it makes it worse.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
That's,
I tell people all the time, I'm like, I would let you hit me with a bus if I thought it would help.
Yep.
If there was a chance that would help, I would let you do it.
Every discussion I've had with every surgeon, they're like, we could do surgery.
Yes, please.
And I'm like, yeah, we'll do that. And they're like, but, are you sure? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, let's do it.
Positive.
You could lose your legs.
I
That's
don't care.
fine. Let's cut open that spine and rip out that tumor. Let's just do it already.
Do something. Something.
Chris's reaction to that was, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if I can't
If
feel
I
my
can't feel
legs,
him,
I
it's not
won't feel the pain.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I was not phased by that surgery. I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it's as big a deal as it is.
Right.
Like when I think about what it is, when I say it, and I imagine someone else going through, I'm like, God damn,
right.
That's
Isn't that weird?
that's a big surgery.
When
but for
things
me,
like-
it's like, meh.
Reflect back to you. Like, I was thinking about, I had 2 hip surgeries in the span of a year.
Yeah,
Within 9 months, I had both of my hips done
yeah.
at 28 years old.
Show off.
27, 28.
I did that with my shoulders
Crazy.
though. I did them within a year,
Yeah.
both of them.
But it doesn't feel weird. Like,
No.
it doesn't feel crazy to us. We're like, yeah, surgery is nothing. Like, I'm totally happy to let them go digging around in my abdomen.
Yeah, any kind of improvement is worth it,
Yeah.
even if we're just trying. I
Or
don't
just
care.
a chance of an improvement.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not asking you to fix it. I'm asking you to try something.
Well, that's what the tumor was. They weren't sure if that's what was causing the side pain, but they're like,
Right.
"There's a tumor in your spine. We should take care
We
of
should
that."
probably get it out. Yeah.
Are you sure you want to do that? Yes. Absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'd do it again. I'd let them cut up my whole spine and just lay it out. Like,
Take
maybe
it
it
out.
needs
You don't
some
have
air.
a spine anymore.
Maybe it needs to breathe. I don't know. They don't know either. They haven't tried it before. So
My skeleton craves freedom.
Like, you got the adhesive arachnoidosis from it, but
it went away.
It's shrinking.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not gone, but it's
Well, but I
definitely
think that's
better.
like you guys working on it too, because
Mhm.
you're breaking up all that adhesion,
Yeah.
which helps.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because I don't feel the stabby leg pains as much anymore.
that's good.
The electrical zaps and
Ooh.
and the side pain only happens occasionally,
yeah.
not the like 2 straight years.
Well, if they thought it was your kidneys, they thought it was like
They did
Gastro.
intestines,
it was
kidneys.
terrible.
Then they looked at nerves after we'd done biopsies and
Mm-hmm.
what was the other one?
Then you had
The
steroids,
colonoscopy,
and then ablations.
Yep. All the things.
And then they were
Yep.
looking at the hip, and the hip guy was like, "Hey, there's something on your spine."
Got your spine. Like, you got me.
I'm waiting until I've done enough images that I can put them together in like a jigsaw.
Yeah.
Just me in different images. Because they're like, have
Oh,
you
that'd be cool.
had them done of your abdomen? And I was like, a long time ago, but you can't see adhesions
Even with like a CAT scan, they wouldn't show up.
because it's soft tissue.
Yeah, but they can do like the dyes. I guess they're not. They don't
It
have.
would have to be like
blood
inside.
flow.
Yeah, it would have to be inside of like the abdominal cavity,
Yeah.
which is why adhesions are so hard to diagnose because you can't see them.
Yep.
Like you can see the impact of them sometimes, but again, we won't know if there's impact because when I was having gut pain, they didn't want to do images. They
It's
just- they
the
really
same
don't
thing
like
they did
to.
with Vizzy. Like you
Yeah.
could just do the soft tissue scan. No, we're gonna do the
Yeah.
X-ray, which won't show shit. And then because your bones are fine, nothing else could be wrong.
Right. Yeah. Well, and they just like, I know they don't want to do more imaging because radiation and such, but again, I don't care.
I made a joke to one of the image techs about how many like X-rays and CAT scans and dyes I've had. It's like I'm basically irradiated at this point. And he was like, "It can't be that bad. How many have you had?" And I was like,
28.
"No, it's all together, all the imaging. I'm around 50,
Oh my God.
and that's within the last 5 years, 6 years. You
Yeah.
know, just going for a total irradiation.
I'm like, we could just do MRIs for everything.
Yeah,
That's not radiation.
they're gonna make you do it anyways.
Right. Can't see shit the other 2 ways. Dang it.
And
Yeah.
also with the abdominal stuff, having any abdominal pain as a woman, they're like, "But are you sure you're
Yes.
not on your period?"
Well, I got that, and I got, are you pregnant? And I was like, yeah, it was like, are you menstruating? No. How do you know? I don't do that. That doesn't
Got 'em.
happen. I have an IUD. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I went through that first, and then they were like, let's do a pregnancy test. And I was like, you do whatever makes you happy. I don't care.
You want to test for other weird shit while we're here?
Well, and I got
Do some eyesight tests?
IV nausea meds. I got IV anti-inflammatories, and I don't know. Yeah, my antispasmodic, which works actually. I'm really shocked. I
That's
can't remember
good.
what it's called. It's like Clydo. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a med. It's blue. It works.
The blue one.
It's new. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? We'll see. But yeah, no, EDS it's so complex. And
All
I think
of them are, though.
the surface level knowledge, you miss out on like POTS and dysautonomia and
Well, think-
MCAS and
Think about what it's like for other people with other more known diseases.
Yeah.
But they're more known in their most basic forms, too.
right.
So, like Marfan's we didn't know anything about. But
Mhm.
even then, they don't talk about pain at all with Marfan's.
Right.
Or, what about, like, the word escapes me. Blah, blah, blah. Other conditions in general, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You know, we know what they are in general, but we don't know what that does to the body as a whole.
Right.
because of the pain, they thought Chris had lupus for a while.
I've had that coming
but it's
around too.
never
It's
lupus.
never lupus. Just ask Dr. House.
It's never lupus.
Yeah. No, they thought it was autoimmune for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not.
I did so many panels and I got some false positives back, so it was never really definitive. They're like, we don't think you have anything, but
Yeah.
you keep showing positive on random tests. Like, sorry, I'm not
Yeah.
trying.
Well, and that happened to me when they came back with like my my count was up or something.
Yeah.
They were like, they thought I had an infection and there was no possible infection anywhere, and yeah, just inflammatory.
Wow.
I was like, okay, my body does weird stuff. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason its name is Karen. Oh, it was funny. My massage therapist, who I also saw last week.
God damn.
I saw everybody. He was saying that what is Nixon's vice president's name? Is it Abner?
Agnew.
Agnew, that one. Yes. So you know how in Futurama,
I was
it's
gonna
the body.
say thank you, Futurama.
Yes, exactly. It's the body, and it
Yeah.
doesn't do what he wants. So he was saying, if mine's Karen, then yours is Agnew.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was like, they could all be Karen too. That's fine.
Let's be inclusive. Everybody's body could be a Karen.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was incredible talking to my massage therapist, because he was saying, I was telling him about how frustrated I was that PT couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then we went into some of the imposter syndrome, and he was like, I understand that you have a hard time like believing yourself and you function so well and all of this stuff. And he was like, but you're not normal. And I have felt adhesions in your body that I have not felt on anybody else. And so he's like, I know it's real, and I know you're not faking anything, and I know this is a real problem.
He
And
just,
it was just
he handed
so-
you validation.
Yes.
It's like, here you go.
It was just so weird. And I was like, I love you.
just a little bit.
You're the sweetest.
You want a slice of validation?
Right? He was just like, it's real. I know it's real. I can literally feel it.
I need one of those. I need
Right?
someone who just has had their hands in every part of my body and knows that I have problems.
Right.
To be like, yeah, no, but I felt that.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
that it's wrong.
that made a huge difference. Because,
Yeah.
like, people are like, oh, I've seen it. And you're like, yeah.
I've seen my joints too.
I could, like, fake it, though, maybe.
I'm misinterpreting these very graphic images of my shoulders as a thought that I've had many times. Like,
I told you about, like, I really had to talk myself out of the belief that they just went into my shoulder to appease me.
oh, totally.
And they're like,
I've
we
had
opened it up, stitched it closed, waited a couple hours, and then
4.
sent you home.
Or 5 phantom surgeries like that where
Yeah.
I'm like, they didn't do anything.
They're humoring me.
He went in, he was wrong, and because he didn't want to seem wrong, he just kind of messed around a little bit, and then he left. And then said everything's fine. Even though there are images and there's a very different
Right.
function to the joints now, they
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all in our heads.
Imposter syndrome is a bitch.
It sucks so bad.
It's so frustrating. You're like, am I crazy?
And it
Am I
sucks because it's
crazy?
something that happens when you feel good.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I feel great. Clearly, my whole life is a lie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely like the darker side to our good days. Is
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, I don't feel any pain. I must be crazy.
Well, and it's so cyclical. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would have good days, and then I would see people,
Mhm.
and they'd be like, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
And, I would hear that and be like, oh, they're right. I'm fine. Clearly, there's nothing wrong with me. They're going to think that I'm making this up.
Yeah.
I must be making this up. With, like, the logic chain your brain goes through,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's such a trip. And it is. It's like this major psychological just
can you
fuckery.
EMDR
I don't know.
to get rid of,
I wonder.
like, imposter syndrome?
I think you'd have to do like a lot of affirmation.
I've been doing a lot of affirmations.
Yeah, but like you could do affirmation in EMDR.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I think that would be the way to go.
You've got to find the feeling of being invalidated.
What does that feel like?
Life.
Death,
It's everything.
sadness, frustration,
Despair. We're just throwing words out now.
defenestration,
I'm going to use every one of those as a tag in the video.
despair, sadness.
Wow, this is a weird one. Open letter.
Yes. God. Yeah, I think it's crazy. It's just crazy because we were diagnosed like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And that to me is insane how far we have come in diagnosis
Wow.
and knowing what it is. and
No
then
joke.
becoming our own advocates. It's been crazy.
Now having a podcast with how many people?
50 on YouTube.
I want to see that number again. It's such a good number.
Right?
I was so excited too because I didn't think it would happen today.
He was like, I'm going to make a fake account
was gonna
and
make a fake
subscribe so that we could have 50. And then we went on break and we found 50.
We found them. We found you.
Found them.
Number 50.
Welcome.
Join us. We eat shallots in the dark. And we have self-help bunnies and
Evil self-care bunny. He says drink some water.
okay, fine.
Do it.
Aren't you pushy? At least I have a body.
More.
More water. Yes, sir.
You can come back and sit up here.
Do we have any
50 of
comments
you.
or anything
It's crazy.
to go over?
I haven't been on the channel for a minute.
I don't think there are new comments on the channel. You're the one who's perusing the forums and
Oh,
stuff.
no. Nothing in...
I could check
Let's
the
see.
TikTok, I guess. But the TikToks are just people commiserating.
Right.
Like, oh no,
Those
that's
are so
me.
funny.
Yep. I can't believe how many people react to I deserve a hurt body. and a
I
clean
know. I
home.
love
Like,
that. I deserve a hurt body and a clean house. And now we need to make aprons and t-shirts.
We do.
Yeah. Because now there's 50 of you.
Everybody gets one.
The channel gift from the very poor us.
How did they afford it? They didn't.
We stole it. They're written in Sharpie.
I would do
Just
that.
like a plain white t-shirt.
I mean, our channel art's basically that.
Right.
Except for the stuff that Vizzy did. I just took a Sharpie to a white thing.
Right. There you go.
Jen's like, yeah, you did.
Oh, here we go. A misconception they'd want to fix is that they think EDS is just a joint problem, or when people think that just because they are hypermobile, they have EDS.
I agree with both of those sentiments.
Yes. So hypermobility can present without Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and does not automatically mean that you have it.
No, you would have been called double jointed as a kid.
Ugh,
Remember
that term is so outdated. It's not even
I
real.
feel like I just dated myself by saying that.
Right?
Like I was double jointed as a kid back in my day. They bent my joints both ways uphill in the snow.
In the snow. While hunting a moose.
Why? That's just what we did at the time. Bent all of our joints backwards.
So this is talking about like it's multi-systemic.
Mhm.
Every person with it is different. For her joints are a big issue, but not her biggest issue. Some of the comorbidities are actually worse than her symptoms from EDS, which is fair.
Yeah.
I get that because I know people who, like, their POTS is absolutely ridiculous or the MCAS is absolutely off the charts.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
I have days where it's all pots and I'm like,
Right? Those days where I'm like, I turned my head and almost passed out.
I'm
It's great
having one
fun.
of those days.
Mm.
Every time I lift my head up, I get dizzy.
That was me 2 days ago.
It's fantastic.
I was like, I can't stand. Shit.
I
What
can't
is this
stand
standing
for
up?
shit. You have nothing to stand for.
Like, I'm weak and shaky and I can't. I just want to lay down
I'm weak
forever.
and shaky.
Poor infant me.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I can't do
oh.
anything. I'm just so weak
Oh,
and
no.
shaky. Jen, I can't make a sandwich. I'm too weak and shaky.
We got bread.
You just come in and slam down 2 pieces of bread on my face. Look, it's
Make
an
me
idiot
a
sandwich.
You are now a sandwich. The mic is falling.
Oh, it's so weak and dizzy.
Weak and shaky. Welcome to Fantastic Pains, where we make fun of ourselves repeatedly.
That's all it is.
It's got a big top, okay?
The mic is top heavy.
I can't believe we're related. I would never do anything
Really?
like that.
Really?
Never. I would be caught dead.
We didn't have any like twin moments this week, did we?
I think the fact that our week sucked.
Yeah.
is pretty twinny.
It's just you can miserate by yourself, or you can co-miserate with a friend.
I want that.
I really like that one too. That one's fun. Our great one-liners.
Both of them.
All both of them. All one. We had a couple.
Yeah.
Like fondant.
Oh yeah, fondant.
EDS, where everything is made of fondant.
And the points don't matter.
And the points don't matter.
The joints don't
The
matter.
joints don't matter. It's perfect.
It's like this podcast just died. The last half is just us memeing at each other. Way to go, team. We had a full, outline.
We don't feel good.
We hit all the points. No, we don't. Really. You want to talk about masking, right? God damn.
See, but it's with the two of us together. We don't mask.
That's true.
We just meme. That's how we commiserate.
Vines.
Mm-hmm.
Vines and TikTok.
Yep.
That's all we need.
Indeed.
That's how we're going to cure pain.
I've solved pain.
I did. Okay, I solved pain, and then I forgot how.
Did I tell you about my husband and the I breathed again?
No.
Oh my God. He's driving me crazy. So every time my knee goes out and I say ow, he looks at me and goes, I breathed again.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you bitch. Because everything.
Yeah.
So every time I say ow, he's like, I breathed again.
God, if Jen did that to me, I would lose my mind.
I just want to slap him every time. I'm like, shut up. You don't know my life.
I'd probably keep up with it for about 10 minutes and then forget about it.
The worst 10 minutes of my life.
I breathed again. Oh, you're in pain? I breathed again.
I mean, we already do the, I go, Jen, and you're like, what? I don't feel good. Okay.
That's us. I don't feel good. I'm sorry.
Cool.
I'm going to go lay down now.
Sometimes I say yup.
Yup.
If it's like the third time.
I mean.
I don't feel
helps.
good. Yeah.
I like hearing that sometimes. I don't know why, but if I'm really in pain, it's just like, yeah. I'm like, cool. I am in
You
pain.
just validate your pain. Throw it at the wall. Comes back validated.
Hey, I was in pain this whole time.
There's something on my face.
I didn't
It was
sleep last
pain.
night.
Me neither.
I was like, I'm going to pretend to sleep. And then I worked on decks. And then we went to the bathroom and was like, I'm going to take a bath. And then I was like, I don't want to take a bath. And then I went back up to the room. And then I sat in the dark and was like, I want to do something. And then I was like, I'm going to, what was it? I was going to do something with my phone. And then I fucking disassociated out of the room for a bit. And then I came back and was like, that was weird.
What time did you sleep? Because when my alarm went off, you were asleep.
I fell asleep after the sun was up.
Fair.
So
I went to sleep at 3.
that's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not great.
And then I woke up soaked at 6 a.m. And then I went back to sleep till 9.
Yeah, I woke up around 9.
I went to bed at 1:30 and I was out.
Yeah, because I was doing all sorts of stuff.
Tiffany has night sweats too. And neither of us know why. Hey.
I have night sweats.
All of y'all, if you wake up soaking wet, why? What is that? Help. I'm
Please
confused
send
and I
help
don't like it.
and knowledge.
And it's just not ever going to stop. And I'm done.
I just sleep on top of the blankets and then soak them from the top down.
I just get cold though, because then you're wet and
Yeah.
then the cold blows over.
Yep.
And we have the swamp cooler,
Yeah.
so it's extra sticky.
No, I know.
It's so gross.
But the other option is to soak everything through.
Sometimes I sleep in the robe.
Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that last night because I've been sleeping under the zebra blanket.
Oh,
I don't want to get it gross. I'm like, I love the zebra blanket.
I know. My whole side of the bed just smells like I slept really hard. That's what that smells like. It's not good.
It smells like EDS in here. What does that smell like? Oh, lots of night sweats and pain.
Night sweats and pain. Sometimes tears.
Don't cry.
I almost cried the other day because my stomach hurt so freaking bad. And I was just frustrated and annoyed. And I was
Ooh.
like, I bet you it's nothing.
I want to know how many people get the so tired that they yawn and cry thing. And then if they wonder that if they're secretly actually really depressed and that's their body letting the tears out. Because it happens to me a lot.
I cry every time I yawn.
I do that too.
Where you're like, "Ah," and then like
And then
tears, and you're like,
yeah.
am I secretly like super depressed?
And then you'll ask me if I'm okay because I'm wiping my eyes, and I'm just like, no, I was yawning.
My husband comes over and he's like, there's no need to cry about it. And I'm like, I know, but being awake makes me so sad.
I'd be so much spicier. I'd have been like, yeah, but I'm married to you.
Prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, if you're going to call me out on it, you better be ready and willing to receive the abuse. Next visit from the ER.
Coffee goes in the tummy, not the
I'm not a
lung.
fish.
Fish don't breathe coffee.
Liquid.
Challenge accepted?
Give me a fish. I must know. Fish, coffee, murder. Oh,
I
no.
don't know how this is going to play out. I'm going to edit this, and it's going to be like, open letter, and then this
and
happened.
then watch us fuck around because we don't feel good. It's dynamic time.
Time to be dynamic.
We need more evil bunny.
The evil bunny happens naturally. You can't force it.
I'm just planting it in your brain.
Don't plant it. We don't script here. We don't have takes. We don't have scripts. We don't have stands that stay up.
What is happening? Please stay there. Okay.
You did it.
Yay. I'm not getting attacked by the mic anymore.
No.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit.
See, this podcast works because we don't cost each other spoons,
That's true.
which is why we can do this every week, even when we don't feel good.
It is
Yeah,
weird.
it doesn't cost spoons, which was hard to explain to my husband because he's like, you don't feel good and you don't want to be around the family, but you're going to your brother's house. I'm like, yes,
It's our podcast.
that makes perfect sense to me. No, like pre-podcast.
Well, even, yeah. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, when I was like, you should come over. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be around people. Come over.
Bring me coffee and let's sit in the dark
Yeah. Let's start that miserating.
and joke a lot.
Speak in vines.
Speak in vines.
Vines that cured
Look
my
at all
TikTok
these
addiction.
chickens.
Don't wink at me.
My favorite is still the, oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
I need some milk.
He needs some milk.
I can't believe we posted that.
I am so proud of it though. I think it's the best.
So yeah, go to TikTok. Fantastic pains at TikTok. I regret decisions a lot.
Enjoy
I
the
regret
chaos.
nothing.
Enjoy the chaos, yeah.
Chaos reigns. This is season 2. We can do
We
whatever we want.
We could smother us with a pillow.
I don't want to get makeup on the cat.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't smother yourself with a pillow.
No. For
Let
the
me
sake of
smother you
makeup
with a
and
pillow.
cat. Nah. It's got to be like a tan pillow.
I have to find one that's like the exact shade.
Skin colored pillow. Then you can smother me.
Sounds very disturbing.
But I'm wearing this makeup into the grave, so
Okay.
you got to preserve it.
Oh, I was gonna put makeup on today. Damn it.
I want to do your makeup.
I'd be okay with that.
That sounds like fun.
I was picking at my face. I don't want to look ugly. Now everyone's gonna notice. I'm glad I called myself out on that one.
By
I've
the
got
way-
foundation and stuff for you in my drawer.
I know.
Okay.
Are y'all a bunch of skin pickers too?
Well,
Or is
yeah.
that just an us thing?
Yeah, our bodies
That
do
could
weird
be an
stuff.
ADHD thing.
That too.
Encapsulate.
Yeah.
Like a hyperfocus sensation. Yeah.
Well, it's like the input versus output thing. Like if I feel really bad, I'll go pick at my face because I can hyperfocus on it,
Yeah.
and then it's just like the one input here. Yeah.
I'm like, there's a hair that almost came out of my face, and now it's burrowing deep into my soul, and I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna yank it out.
While
And then
digging a crater at the same
I
time.
do this to my face, and then Jen comes in with the tweezers, and she gets the little tiny nub. It's like microscopic. I'm like, wow, teamwork.
My husband just walks by the bathroom and he goes, "Stop picking at your face," and I'm like, "Never."
Jen does it, and I go, Let me see.
I'm very much just like, come on, hurry up, let's get this done so I can go to bed.
And then she'll sit there and do her face. And then she does my face.
You get so distracted.
I get
doing it.
hyper-focused.
Yeah. You get so sucked in. I get so sucked in, I sit in the sink.
I've done that.
I sit in the sink so that I can get closer to the mirror so I can see. Things you all didn't need to know, but now you know.
That was like the entirety of my teenage years. Plucking my eyebrows.
Sitting in the sink.
I need to know if other chronic illness havers have other, like, comorbidities, or not comorbidities, like
Quirks,
but like ADHD, how, like, it's pretty prevalent.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what everybody has, like, diagnosed or undiagnosed.
I think it would
really.
be interesting to look at, like, the neuroplasticity.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
I think that would be interesting because we know, like, collagen's everywhere. It affects
Mhm.
every single system.
Yep.
So what does it do in the brain?
It makes us stupid. Well, we don't wrinkle as much, right? And your brain needs wrinkles in order to hold more information. So basically, we're stupid. We are fundamentally
Smooth-brained.
smooth-brained. You look inside, there's not one wrinkle, just a fucking pebble. And you're like,
It looks
how
like
do
an
they
egg.
function?
It's just an egg.
That's where all the shit goes. It goes in the egg.
And it can stretch to hold stuff.
It can hold all the things,
It's a
except
stretchy
for
egg?
information that matters.
Or my will to live.
So it's a balloon.
Yes, it's a balloon egg.
Balloon egg. Balloon egg smooth brain. Great. It's
We're
wonderful.
just off the rails at this
I
point.
know. There's no agenda here anymore. It's
I was
just
about to say there were rails.
nonsense. There were. We had notes and everything at the beginning.
Yeah,
We did the note thing, and now we're doing the nonsense thing.
I'm gonna put in the intermission, and now time for the nonsense.
Time for the fuckery.
Yeah. Phase 1 complete. Time for nonsense.
Yes.
We hit 50 and we got excited,
Yep.
and then
And then it all fell apart. My hands are so sweaty.
it's not bad. Jen's are way worse.
Do you want to touch it?
No.
Do you want
Ow.
to touch it? Are they cold though?
No, this one's not. It's
Okay.
been...
I was like, is it clammy? Because like sweaty and clammy or not? Oh, that's not that bad.
Are you? Your hands
It's
dry
fine.
today?
No, they're not like dry. Well, I don't know because I'm wet.
They're moist.
I can't.
No,
Ew,
good.
Jennifer.
How dare you? Come
You
into our
made me yell
podcast.
into the mic.
Because of the word moist?
Stop. Some people.
You have offended my delicate sensibilities.
I had a friend that was really bothered by that word. I didn't know it at the time, though.
Looking at you, Jessica.
She refused to tell. She was like, there's one word that will make me rage. I hate it so much. And I had just watched that episode of How I Met Your Mother, so I was like, is it moist? And I laughed, and she literally stopped walking and stared at me horrified. And I was like,
Yep.
I was joking.
No, you
Do
nailed
you
it.
think this is a joke? It's not.
I had to take her out for drinks later because of you. Do you remember that? They opened the
I
Red
do.
Robin and we're like, let's go get drinks in the middle of our shift. Who fucking cares? It's a good day. She's now a programmer, like
Nice.
a lead programmer. It's fucking the shit.
I taught her what a hard drive was.
I don't know what hard drive is. I didn't teach her shit.
I worked with her a lot. They were like, you're girls.
Yeah, no, they weren't, because this was a store geared toward women.
I meant Paul, who did the scheduling.
The one dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were at a test store, and the whole point was women
Winning
first.
with women.
Whammon.
Yeah, and that's why I got in, because I'm pretty.
The whammon.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Rhonda was like, "Oh, he's pretty. Put him in Geek Squad." I was like, "Cool. I know about computers." Oh, you want me to make people pay for the stuff I'm gonna do? No. You want me to format 7 laptops so that you can get your fucking what was it? She was working on like a slideshow for work, and it'd be done before noon. And you want me to make her pay for it?
Oh no.
No. I did not.
Oops.
I like to help people for free.
For free.
That's why I worked the front a lot, because I would get called a secretary and then I would charge them extra for pissing me off.
Yeah.
I charged this one old guy because I spent 30 minutes showing him how to drag and drop.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So you just become other people's grandchildren?
Yeah.
Oh.
She got paid for it.
Geek Squad. Become a grandchild.
Geek Squad. Why?
No.
Yeah. That sums it up pretty well. Ooh, I have a question for people. I want to know what if there are people who still work. Like, what job do you do and how do you maintain yourself during work? Like, 'cause our little brother has been, he works on the vehicles.
Yes.
And he's got people, for the most part, trained, so they know how to deal with him, but he has to take care of himself more.
Yeah.
Because he's more physically active.
Yeah.
So I want to know what jobs people have and how they maintain.
Yeah. I actually prefer jobs that are physically active.
Me too.
Just because it's that like body in motion thing.
Yeah.
You can keep momentum going.
Yep.
Because it's hard to do anything without momentum.
I had a desk job once and I hated it. I worked for an eviction company, or for a law firm, but I worked in evictions, and it was horrible. I had to like kick old ladies out of their houses, and that was not my jam. Couldn't do it. I did it for a month,
no, thank you.
and then my soul like started decaying, and I was like,
It was like, we
No.
can't survive here.
"No, I have empathy. I can't do this." And it was during the 2008 financial crisis.
Oh,
so, like,
no.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Also, what's it going to be like for those of you going back to work
Oh yeah.
after our pandemonium?
That's what we call the pandemonium. Pandemic.
The Pandora's box?
Panhandling.
Panhandling.
Did you make a lot of money panhandling? Because I heard it can be good.
I just hit myself in the tooth with the glass bottle. I regret everything.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited to go back to work, but I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I'm like, will I have to take time off? Because I didn't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because I was so freaking sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we going to have to deal with that? How's that going to work? How long can I keep working?
As long as you try hard.
Yeah, but I'm tired.
Yeah, so am I.
I don't want to work.
Have kids, become a homemaker. It's fun, they said. It'll be worth it, they said.
But see, that sounds like more expense and less income.
Yes. Yes, it's a trap.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
An adorable asshole trap.
Adorable and sassy.
Yes.
So sassy. I just need more money than that.
I need more money.
I need more money.
Sell your kids.
So that I can... so that I can raise my children.
Oh.
So that I can have
Sell your
children.
husband.
But I need him to make children.
Shit. Guess the dogs are going. Say goodbye.
I'll just sell all of my husband's guitars.
And his Pokemon collection.
And then we'll get a divorce.
You'll buy a divorce, basically.
Surprise, I sold your shit.
Have you gotten that present yet? The one that he's been working on?
No.
What is he waiting for?
Our anniversary, I imagine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an anniversary present.
I didn't remember that,
So
clearly.
July 18th is our
No,
anniversary.
that's the day after my birthday. You guys can't celebrate your thing that day. It has to be a different week.
We could also celebrate in August. August 10th was our wedding.
Yeah, go do that one. Stay away from my birthday, please. Jen, your birthday is too close to mine, too. Actually, you're going to have to reschedule for later in the month, too. Just shoo-shoo. Shoo-shoo.
Shoo-shoo.
Shoo-shoo.
Away with you.
You want to call it?
Yes, sir. Let's call it a day. Thanks
It.
for coming along.
I said it.
No, you're supposed to call it a
Names.
day.
A day.
There you go.
You day.
You... Never
You
mind.
day.
mean to need to say it.
I'm ready. Come on.
No.
Give me the mean.
No.
No.
All right.
Bring out the cruelty.
Thank you for the 50. We're so excited. Thanks for coming along. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, this last part was definitely interesting.
We're sorry, but we're not sorry.
Sorry, not
This
sorry.
is what it looks like.
It's a
It's a
gaming
bad
channel.
day.
You should look it up. It has 2 people in it. They're pretty funny.
Sorry, not sorry. Funny. Yeah. You can find us on TikTok.
Yes.
So do that.
Find us on the TikTok, on the Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
on the Spotify, on the YouTubes.
Leave comments.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
All right. On that note, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
A meme.
My life is a typo.
My life is...
That was loud. Oh, 50 subs.
Oh my God, guys.
We did it!
We have 50 subscribers on YouTube.
We have 50 people.
You're amazing. We love you.
Why? Why are you here? I mean, I love
Gluttons
it.
for punishment.